Hello, beautiful artists. I'm Kelly Hernig, and welcome to my 100-Day Project. On Mondays and Thursdays, we'll be exploring 3 colors, then paint a subject to see what magic they create. Thank you so much for being here. Now let's go paint. For this color mixing session, we're going to explore indigo into a peach and into a raw sienna. I'm using 2 of my favorite colors here. I'm using the American Journey Apricot, and I'm using the Van Gogh Raw Sienna. This is my favorite raw sienna. I just really like the tone, and I like that it's kind of a deep mustardy color, not really a light one, not really like a yellow ochre. It's deeper, it's richer. And then I'm using Daniel Smith Indigo. Indigo is a new color to me. I like the tone of it. I like the darkness of it. And so I want to see what the light peach will do to it, and I want to see what this raw sienna, I want to see what kind of greens it gets, and I want to see if these will make some kind of green too. I'm not sure what color this will make, so that's part of the journey for me, is seeing what happens when we mix those. I've got a sad looking leaf over here. I mean, look at all the holes. So I have it twice. I have it this way, and I have it again this way. And I wanted to do one is going to be darker again, and one's going to be lighter, because I like seeing the juxtaposition of values and tones and colors so that I can see what the colors will do for me. On my palette here, I've got American Journey Apricot here. I need to squeeze some more out, some indigo, and some raw sienna here. Let me just put some more apricot out. Apricot has some white into it, so it's a semi-opaque. The rest do not. I'm going to start with the apricot, I think. The American Journey brand is made by Cheap Joe's. It's Cheap Joe's brand. And I have several light colors that I really, really like. Pretty. Okay, this blue is going to be a challenge now because I have such light colors. I'm going to add a little bit more of this, because I know that I'm going to get heavy-handed with the blue. It's inevitable. Just trying to get that to a nice juicy mix. There we go. Okay, blue, lightly, a little at a time. Now I like the peach or the apricot color because of its muted tones. So I'm already pleased with it. I am already loving the color. So I have a feeling I'm gonna like what it does with this. Look at that color. It's kind of a weird gray violet. My mind's already thinking, like, what can I do with that? What can I make? Wow, that's pretty. This is not a color that I expected at all, but it is really, really pretty. I hope you're seeing this good on the screen. Oh, look at that color. I'm gonna rinse my brush now and go straight to indigo. Indigo is really thick. Look at that richness, wow. Can't wait to see what the raw sienna does with this color. Okay, we're gonna start adding the raw sienna. Let me put some fresh stuff out. Okay, it's gonna be hard to see this blue change. So I'm looking, see as I swipe it, I'm looking at the white underneath this to see if I see any change. So it should be slightly greener in tone. I need a little more water here. Let's have a try. Oh yeah, do you see the difference? So that one's really quite bright and intense, where that's a little duller. You can see now it's starting to turn a little bit on the green side. I want to add just a little bit more. Not Kelly green by any means, but we're getting a really nice subtle tone there. This is what I was kind of hoping for, one of these really dark, almost mysterious greens. If that makes sense. Not like a pretty green, but more like a dark olivey forest green. Look at that color. Now I'm going to go straight to the raw sienna. You can see here, I had a long way to go. I should have added a lot more yellow up there so it was closer in coloration. But I'm really pleased with that. I like this combination a lot. I love the colors up here, and I really like these more bluish, kind of gray greens in this area here. Let's see if you can see them. Are those pretty tones right in there? I even like these darker ones. I love the color of the indigo. Daniel Smith's indigo is so pretty. And look at these nice greens down here. Okay, we're gonna start with our leaves now. And one I want darker, one I want lighter. I'm gonna get some of that apricot in there. I like how it just grays down the color a lot. And you're right, I haven't been splashing. Thank you for the reminder. I want to get that spreading before it dries. There we go. That's a different coloration, isn't it? Okay, we're going to do lighter tones down here. I want to start with that peach. Too dark. I want it to be different than up there. That's better. I've got just water on my brush now, and I dampen it off on paper towel. I want to just kind of lift some of this blue here. I got a lot of water on it. Okay, let's go into this yellow and a little bit of blue to make a green here. There we go. More water. Remember, I want it to be light. Gonna try some yellow and peach. I haven't made that combination yet. See what happens there. That's a pretty color. A little lighter. I need some peach by itself, I think. I like this tone of blue, is really pretty. Now you notice I haven't been splashing. There's a lot of water on here. Okay, I do want to make the end down here a little darker. Now it gives the appearance of two different colorways, so a little darker, a little lighter, still not as dark as these in here, which I'm like seeing this very much. This is probably the palette that I would use. I like the lighter colors, but I see this more in a landscape. If you look, there's some sky, there's several different greens, so I could have a nice variety. There's some yellows, there's some really like deep dark grays in here. That is, it has to be the blue and this peach mixed in, maybe even with a little bit of this raw sienna to kind of make it a little more gray in color. This is an interesting tone right here too. I really like that color, and I think that is a combination of the three of them. So just the tiniest bit of peach will make it a little more gray, and I'm really, really liking that. So I will come back when it's dry and show you the results. I can't wait for you to see these up close. I love them. So here we go. This is the darker version. Let me see if I can angle it. There we go. So this is the darker version, and I want you to look for the apricot value in here. So there's some apricot there showing through there, all through here, and a little bit up here on that point. Do you see how it's just that little bit of flesh tone that you can't really figure out what it is or where it came from? And then will you just look at the cauliflowers on this? If you think about this and you just imagine a mountain with fog coming through it, down, up, it already sets the scene. It already looks like a landscape just by doing this leaf. And I think that that's really inspiring to me. Now let's go to the lighter version here. And again, find the peach. You can see it a lot more on this with the flesh tone. A little bit over here. You've got hints of that vibrant raw sienna in here. You've got a little bit at the edge here. But then you've got all these muted colors. So think about the blues and the greens, how they're kind of together. And then you get this really cool tone here at this very top. And that is all three of them kind of mixed together into this dirty gray. You can see that here as well. So see where that's just kind of come together, all three of them. I think that is a really beautiful tone. And again, this gives you a different feeling than this leaf above, but I like it just the same. This seems a little softer, so I'm seeing more flowers in this one. I'm seeing maybe a yard with not daffodils, a yard with dandelions, where you've got a little bit of that mustard coming through. You've got a little bit of the bluish green coming through, but I just think it's really pretty. And I'm glad that I did the 2 leaves so that we could see the different colorways. It seems much different than this. You know, this seems kind of dark and heavy, where this seems a little more light. But I see applications in both. I could definitely use some of these darker darks in here, but then explore the lighter values here. If I had to pick a couple colors that I really, really love though, it would be this color here, which is, I would say, a gray green. And then it would have to be this color here, which is that peach gray, but yet it's got kind of like a little bit of a violet to it because of the blue, but yet it's still very grayed down, if that makes any sense. I hope you like this palette as much as I do. I just see it as very versatile. It will definitely be one that I will refer to often because of the possibilities in the really dark, in the medium, and the very light. I can see subjects being done in all 3, and that's really exciting for me because it means that it's opening up a little bit of a floodgate doing these colorways so that I am experimenting, but it's also got my imagination going a little crazy right now with inspiration and creativity, and I start looking around outside and around my studio to see what I can create with this, and that gets me excited. So if you are interested in what I'm using for all of the supplies, there is a 100-day supplies video in the description below, as well as links to all of the paint so that you can purchase them if you would like. I have enjoyed spending time in the studio with you, and thanks for watching.